episode number 8, you're gonna see how things just continue to grow faster and faster because we're getting so close to springtime. Well, we're pretty much in springtime, but the video you're gonna see is a little before, so it's getting close to springtime. You're gonna see that I got some carrots growing, I got some tomatoes now, I also have some beets, and I got some arugula, and I got even some little peppers coming along. It's coming along pretty well. It's coming along pretty well. Of course, in this little mini urban place, I don't have much room, but I'm even growing a squash. So I got a squash coming along, and hopefully we can maybe get a nice little squash, which are so nutritious and have a little bit more calories. That makes it good for us. And as you know, you're gonna see as I grow in the front yard too, that we have some other things like lettuce and Swiss chard and all that good stuff. But it's coming along. Today, I'm going to show you another setback in my garden. We have lots of them. I mean, it's kind of neat to have those setbacks. That's how we grow. That's how we learn. There's actually a book I'm reading. It's called I have the title here. It's called The Obstacle is the Way: The Timeless Art of Turning Trials into Triumph. So turning those small trials in the garden into triumphs is a great way to take on the bigger challenges in life. And especially now, as I'm learning and having these trials and going through these obstacles, it's not like a situation that's dire. I mean, if I make these mistakes, it's all right. I learn from them, and then I go on and I do better next time. So you're going to see that I have another trial, and a lot has to do with the heat that's coming along. You're going to see that I need to start watering just a little bit more, and some of my plants I actually have to water them every night I have to water them, give a little bit of water every night. Not all of them. And the plants in the front, a lot less. This all has to do with the planter boxes in the back, where I have to start watering a lot more often. But this little challenge is about the heat. The heat's coming on. So it's coming along. We're even getting closer to spring. But the thing is, I'll just let you know, is that little cilantro plant that you're going to see that came back, well, it didn't make it. Ended up not making it. But the cool thing about that is I told a buddy of mine, he had a couple extra cilantro plants, and he brought me one of his cilantro plants. That's a great thing about gardening. It's a great thing to have friends that do it too. I mean, if one of your plants dies, or if one of your plants don't make it and they have an extra one, they'll bring it over and they'll hook you up. So great things, great ways to better relationships than the garden, sharing produce. That's one of the things I do here. A lot of the people that I go and visit here in my own neighborhood, it's to go see their garden. And when I'm there, what happens? We talk about things, but what happens when I leave? I always leave with something. I always want to give them something that they're growing. And the same thing here in my garden. When everyone comes over, I probably don't have much to give, but they're leaving with at least some mint. They're leaving with something that they take from my garden. So another great thing about gardening, it doesn't only build families, which is the building block of communities, but it builds communities. It brings us together. Those times that are really special. There's something about gardening that just brings people together, and it builds strong communities. And those things are invaluable. Being able to chat with somebody and share time with somebody, build relationships, there's just no value to that. So the garden not only saves you money because you're not having to go buy the produce, but it builds things that are invaluable. It builds family bonds. It builds bonds in the community that just don't have price to it. So you're going to see that the gardening is just a great thing to do. And if you haven't had any success yet, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You might not even have success this year. You will have success. You're going to learn. We're going to learn together. Just don't stop doing it. And by the way, you guys are all awesome. Well, enjoy the show. I just have to show you an update because we just got a small little rain. Man, I'm just loving it. So these are the carrots. They're coming up beautifully. So we're going to have carrots pretty soon. That's a squash. As you probably know, actually I don't even know what that squash is. I'm just letting it grow because it came up. I'm gonna see what happens. There's that beautiful lettuce that started this whole little series off. And I got a tomato coming out of there too. I'm gonna let that grow too. I'm just gonna let it grow. Here's the other seeds that I planted. So I got 2 tomatoes, 1 spaghetti squash, I got a cilantro, and I also got I think it's a green pepper, no, red pepper there. I'm gonna have to transplant those soon, and I'll replant the rest of them. That's what we got so far. But I'm gonna plant the cilantro. I'll probably plant that somewhere in here. Not a lot of room, but we'll get there. Look at those the comfrey plants that came up, and then there's the Swiss chard coming back up. There's the comfrey. Got another comfrey plant in a small pot right there. And the hardest part about gardening is when you plant 2 to 3 seeds and all of them germinate. What ones do I pick out? So I had to pick out a couple of tomato plants. They're right there. They're gonna compost right back into the dirt. But the tomato plants are just beautiful. And there's some other. There's my other plants coming up. I had to pick out, but it's beautiful. And here I'm gonna start eating this. I'm gonna start eating this arugula, and there's also the beets. So I'm gonna start eating some beet leaves, some arugula leaves now. Combine that with my lettuce, that's just beautiful. And pretty soon we'll be able to combine that with carrots. And I'll show you the front yard too. But this is what we're looking like out back. Small, but something. It's part. We got a nice little rain last night, so beautiful. Natural rain. Can't ask for a better time. Well, look what happened here. I left my plants outside in the sun without water. Not a good thing. Well, I gave them water just barely. Hopefully they survive. This is not looking good. These were the plants that I was going to be transplanting at another place because I just don't have room here, but I have a place that someone's going to let me borrow, and I was going to take them over there this weekend to plant them. Might be changing plans. Hopefully I don't, and they revive themselves and I can transplant these plants. That poor cilantro, which is one of our only ones, we don't get much here. I'm hoping that comes back. Oh man. Well, it happens. It's the challenge. So hopefully this afternoon I'll show you another video and they'll be back alive. Hopefully. Well, it looks like we got lucky. Oh, they all came back. I mean, look at that. Even my poor little cilantro, I can come close. It's almost, it almost didn't want to come back, but it'll have some new leaves soon. I just gotta take real good care of it for a couple of days and it'll be back. So we got lucky. We got lucky. Hopefully this weekend I'll be transplanting the majority of these little plants, and the cilantro is gonna stay with me, and I'm gonna take a lot of care of that one. So we almost lost them all, but we caught it just in time, and lucky us. Well, here I want to show you something I just got done doing. It was a little bit of work, but not too bad, even though I love playing in the dirt. So I'll show you what I got going here. So I found a place where I could transplant all my comfrey plants. For all those guys that have been listening for a while and know what I've been doing, I've been growing comfrey leaves because I make a comfrey salve. And I sell it to my patients. Well, I sell it to basically anybody that wants to get rid of bumps and aches and all that good stuff naturally. That's a tomato I also transplanted. So this is actually at my brother-in-law's house. He let me borrow a little piece of his land. So check it out. We got the comfrey all planted. Well, there you got it. I don't have enough dry material to mulch the whole bed, but I found some dry material to get it at least around the plants. And over time I'll probably find some more, so I'll be able to mulch the whole area. But there you have it. One, there's the tomato plant. Tell you the truth, I don't know which tomato that is. I wish I could tell you. There's a comfrey plant. That is the spaghetti squash, comfrey, another squash plant. I think that might be a pumpkin, but I'm not 100% sure. And that last comfrey plant. So thanks a ton to my brother-in-law for hooking me up with this little teeny piece of land to be able to do this, because I was out of land at my place. And there we go. So cool deal, coming along. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Pastos Verdes Farm, where you actually get to also hear my podcast, which I focus more on health in gardening, not just gardening. So I focus on a lot of ways that we can improve our health by talking to ourselves properly, by moving properly, of course, by eating properly, And I also talk about the importance of chiropractic in our lives. So don't miss that. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and of course, like always, share, comment, let me know what you want to what you want to hear about. I want to know all these great things. Most importantly, enjoy this episode of Huerta Urbana.